Yeah, it's quite nasty. Anyway, this car, don't want to poke around at it too much, but it's in bad shape. This car is every bit as bad a shape as the one I'm trying to fix in the garage. Yeah, the salt truck just drove by a few minutes ago. It's this is the worst day we've had for quite a while. I'm not much good sitting in the house. I can sleep, you can goof around a little bit, but it catches up to me. So anyway, see what I can talk about. Anyway, on here, I got this bolt in. That's what anchors the rear end mount to the upper floor, and that side over there. Kind of neat. I looked in my junk pile, and the pipe that I put up in there, neither one I had to cut. They were exactly the right length. So anyway, I put a washer and put my bolt up through there, and that's good and tight. And as I said, on the other side, I'll be running. I had to take the emergency brake cables down because I had to weld here, and I don't want to melt that plastic insert. But all this, some of this welding will come after I take the gas line and gas tank down. But right now, I'm going to be putting 16-inch plate in here and tacking it and welding it to this part of the sill. And where I like welding, that's the only reason technically, other than I don't want to lose the money that I got invested here, which isn't that much, but the motor runs perfect. I got the spark plugs loose, and they were right at the verge, like they were stuck. But anyway, I snapped all 4 spark plugs loose and put never sees on the new ones and put them back in. And the motor seems to run all right, and I got my exhaust all on, so there's the exhaust. So anyway, for what it's worth, the car's not worth fixing, but if I anchor those braces in for the rear drivetrain, that'll make it secure. And then I just cobble up my patches across the floor to hook onto these sills. That'll make it so it'll pass safety inspection. Then just drowned everything with undercoating and see how long it lasts. But if these, like this bolt, when you knock it out, the bolt comes out, and to replace this bushing, it'll have to be done with this mount as part of the body, because I'm going to be welding all this to this actual mount. So the mount's not going to come back down ever. It's part of the body. But this bolt here comes out to take this bushing, this arm down to replace the bushing. Of course, on the other side, the bolt has to be cut or taken out when the gas tank's down, because the gas tank's in the way. But there's enough room right here to the sill, especially on the other side where this is all gone. I'll be notching it up in to make room for the bolt to go in right here and go that way, instead of in from this way, because they have it so that the gas tank's in the way. So you got to take this whole bracket down, but the bracket doesn't have to come down. If the bolt comes out, this falls out, you replace the bushing, put it back in with the bolt. So, but I'm not going to be overly fussy. It doesn't have to be continuously welded everywhere, but the gas lines and gas tank does have to come out of the way. And the sills are plenty good enough to last with undercoating, probably the life of this car, as long as I can weld in this floor. And it's only little holes. It only has to be patched in. This has to be kind of secure. And I might cut this out and put a block of square steel, like 1/16 of an inch square plate made into a square that goes up to the inner sill so that the hoist could go here to pick up on the car instead of just there. That way, if I jack it up here, I can still use my jack stand. Because like some cars, wherever you put your jack to jack, you have no place to put your jack stand beside your jack. Same as here. Like, this is the only thing holding the car up because the only other place is right here. And we know this moves because there's no other place on the car here to jack it or put a jack stand. So I'm going to reinforce it a little bit up in here before I plate this all in. That way, this whole area can be used for jack and jack stands like it was sort of when it was new. But I won't keep you too long. But yeah, you already saw this side, I think. But anyway, I'll throw a couple blocks underneath this. At least put some weight on here and some blocks on it before I go underneath and take the gas tank down. But where I enjoy welding, I'm going to weld some of it will be welded from up here. But most of it will be underneath because, like most of the rust is underneath. But anyway, the cat's hibernating in the house. He's not out here. Too nasty of a day for him. But yeah, it's a throwaway car, but if I cobble that up a little bit and make it so that it can go up on a hoist, that's about all that really matters. And then I can put now I'm not in any hurry. Like once I get that little bit secure, I can just poke away at it because I'm getting anxious to rip the springs out of that on the Oldsmobile, and I got some other things to do. But anyway, it's winter. Well, good night.